Hey girlies, I'm a little down today. If you hear some noise, it's outside. People are being annoying. I was gonna come back, but I haven't been feeling like the best version of myself. Like, I don't know, I'm in one of those funky moods, and I've been saying, I'll post today, I'll post tomorrow. When I feel better, when I feel like the best version of myself. But it's hard for me to see what's going on in the world and then come online and pretend like I'm not affected, I'm not concerned, I'm unbothered 100%. I just feel like that is just not normal. It's just not normal to like come online and show like the best parts of, oh, you went to this restaurant, oh, you went here, you went there, and like the whole world is in shambles. I'm not that type of person. I know a lot of people can come online and, they can show you the cookie cutter version, and I'm not that person, y'all. So instead of waiting until I felt like, oh my God, I'm feeling great, I just decided, you know what? Let me just post, let me just put something out there. And then again, I'm sorry, there is somebody making some type of noise outside, some sort of vehicle. I have no idea. This never usually happens, But I'm not gonna wait for the perfect time because there are people in the house sometimes. So I'm like, let me just post while I don't have to be self-conscious about somebody else being in here. So I was like, let me just post something. But anyways, with the whole Tyla situation, I don't know if y'all know Tyla, the water girl, and how like basically she didn't sell a lot of copies her first week, and how I feel about that, and the whole Charlemagne situation. I feel like a lot of time when you look a certain way or you're successful, people feel like you have to be extra humble to make them feel comfortable in their skin. Because it's weird. I find that people who look like Tyla or people who have fair skin, when they do say, hey, I'm black or whatever, I feel like sometimes the community be like, oh, well, we don't want this type of black woman to represent us. We want Dolce, we want somebody like that. That's a true representation of black woman. And I feel like she said, hey, I'm colored. She didn't claim the black community and she was attacked for it. And I don't feel like she deserved that. I don't feel like she deserved it. I feel like these male rappers, they do things all the time and they're still able to make their money. They're still able to do concerts and sell out, and they do questionable things all the time. They say questionable things all the time, and they're not punished the way I see women of color are being punished when we do something that's not liked by the masses. And I feel like it's unfair. That's why me personally, I don't really deal with the black community. I mean, I'm Caribbean, I'm Afro-Caribbean, so I don't really, if you really want to be technical, I'm not a black American. That's not what my papers say anyways. But, my accent, yes, I can come off as if, yes, I'm a black American, but I just feel like the way I've kind of been in this country and I've kind of viewed the black community is like, if they feel like you too high up, they want to like bring you down. Like you have to be humble, you have to, you know, especially if you're a woman. Oh my God. A black woman, you're not allowed to have, no, black women aren't allowed to have like any type of confidence. And I feel like that's why people are so triggered by Tyla, because Tyla loves herself and Tyla is not kissing the black woman's ass, right? She's not kissing nobody's ass. She loves herself. She doesn't need outside validation. She knows she's the it girl. She don't need y'all to pump in acceptance in her because she's already accepted herself. And that's why I feel like a lot of people have issues with her, you know? Yes, because she have said more things better, like, oh, maybe she couldn't have said colored, she could have said something else that would have been more digestible, but that's what she said, and I just don't feel like she deserves that backlash. Listen, I'm sure you can name a male rapper, a male artist that have done questionable things in the media and people still support him, people still show up to his concerts, people still buy his stuff. So I just feel like it's a double standard. Even with the whole, you know, Diddy situation, what happened with, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. I don't even think about these people. But like, shit, what is her name? That like, you know that girl that was, she had to basically stay on a stand and give her testimony. I don't feel like she deserved what she got. I don't feel like she deserved it. But what I've noticed with the black community, if they have an opportunity to take you off of this so-called pedestal, they'll do it. That's why I don't like, personally, it's not everybody in the black community, but I'm sure you've heard of that term, crab in a barrel mentality. And this is why a lot of times when black people move in a community, they move into an apartment complex and it's like a bunch of, they're happy about that, because when it's like a bunch of us in one apartment, it becomes very competitive. It becomes dysfunctional. A lot of dysfunction comes out, in my opinion, when there's like a lot of black Americans in one place. For example, the whole carnival situation, where you see a lot of those people fighting, when music, alcohol, and then you have black Americans with all of that dysfunction and they've not gone to therapy and stuff like that, that's what happens. That's what happens every time, right? But what I've noticed with black people in America is they only come together when it's time for them to hold each other accountable, nobody likes to hold each other accountable. You know, nobody likes to hold each other accountable. Nobody gives each other second chances. But when it comes to everybody else, we're ready to jump down that person's throat. Oh, this person is the R word. This person is this person doesn't like black people. But black people, the way that black people treat other black people is like disgusting. It is truly, and I'm being quiet because I constantly have people passing my door because I'm next to the garbage room. It wasn't that bad when I first moved in, but you know, because I guess there wasn't a lot of people who lived here, but now that there is, there's always people passing my door. It's always people passing my door. That's why I had to put like a Ring camera there. But back to what I was saying, like, yeah, the way that our community, how we like treat each other, y'all. I don't like going to restaurants with a bunch of them, especially the ones who are like overweight and they just want to stuff their mouths every day, and then they see somebody like me that's taking care of myself. You know what goes through their mind? Oh, this girl thinks she's better. Oh, this girl, she's stuck up. Oh, she's trying to be like a woman. Right? And so that's why I don't deal with them. And I know it's like, okay, well, what personal experiences have you had to confirm these things that you're saying? Like, I've lived it. I've lived it in my own home, where me taking care of myself triggered a black woman. it triggered her because she didn't put herself in a position to take care of herself. And so she's watching me. I'm younger, I'm fit, I'm going to track, I'm doing all these things and I'm bettering myself. And it's like, how dare you try and attempt to be better than me, right? How dare you preserve yourself and I'm out there busting my fucking ass working every day. And so I don't really hang around with that community because look what happened to Tyla. When you hang around the black, like, yes, not all of them are like that. Let me just make that disclaimer. But I'm sure if you are a black woman or you're a black male watching this, you have had experiences of people trying to bring you down once you've elevated in life. Let's say you got a new house, you got a new car, and let's say you start your workout journey, you're doing something beneficial, right? I am sure at one point somebody has made you feel like, oh, you're being too cocky, you're being overly confident, you're being ignorant, you think you all that, you start right? I'm sure right now you can testify to that in the comments. Testify. Because I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on TikTok where men will get a new house and that man lost friends. He lost friends. He thought he had all these friends and then he elevated and he lost friends. And if you're a girl right now, you got a bunch of friends, lose weight. Lose weight and you're gonna see if those girls are really your friends. Because a lot of times I be seeing girls, they be having like a bunch of friends, right? But all of them is like overweight. How much you wanna bet one of them girls, they get their body done and then they lose all them friends? I see it all the time. I hear about it all the time. I be watching videos, comments on TikTok, and then that one girl is like, oh my God, I lost all these friends when I lost weight. Yeah, you will lose friends. When you lose weight, you will lose friends. I promise you. You will lose them fucking friends. You will lose friends every time. The more you elevate in life, you are gonna be lonely and lonely and lonely and lonely. Lonely. So if you somebody like Tyla and you chasing something and you gotta get away, listen, you gotta get away from the black community. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you this right now because there's a lot of people who have not done the work in the black community. They have not gone to therapy. A lot of them still feel like if you trying to be skinny, you trying to be a person. Yeah, a lot of them still think like that. Anyways, how do I feel about the thing that's going on in Washington, D.C.? How do I feel? I mean, he's been the president for like a few months now, and look what he's already done. I mean, if you're not petrified, I don't even know what to tell you, because I'm scared as fuck. I'm scared, bitch. I'm scared. I'm like, but then somebody was telling me like, oh, well, you know, Washington, D.C., like, it is a lot of crime. It's not that I don't feel like there's crime. I think where I'm coming from is, and where a lot of people are coming from, is like, wow, if he's able to get away with this and he's able to not follow protocol and follow proper procedure and laws, and if he doesn't care about freedom of speech and all these things, and like, what else is he capable of, right? If he's able to do that, to grab people up and there is no consequences for him, like, what else is he capable of? And I think people should be very concerned You know, when I first made this channel, it was about decentering men. It was about, this channel was called No Pick Me's Allowed. Like, No Pick Me's Allowed. That's what it was called. And then one day, y'all, I went to the public gym and I seen the dynamic between women. And I said, oh my God, like, this whole decenter woman or girls movement, it does not translate into real life. And I know some people are like, oh, but I see girls have friends. Like, no. A lot of these girls, it's like, if you don't stick to the code that they have in their mind of girl, then they don't think that you a girl. If every group have their different version of what they feel like a girl is. And so if you think differently, you're not gonna be in that group. You're not gonna be in that group. And it's pretty sad, but like, yeah, that's when I changed my channel name. I kind of gave up on it. I said, so now my channel is really about individuals rising up from the ashes, rising up from all the things they've been through and being a better version of themselves, taking care of their physical health, taking care of their mental problems, and achieving things because they have worked through those issues. And so that's what my channel is about. It's not only focused on a woman bettering herself, it's individuals. It's whoever wants to achieve something greater than themselves and following their purpose. That's what my channel is about now. It's not about just women. Because when I'm telling you, when I went into that locker room, girl, women don't even acknowledge. They don't say good morning. They don't, and in order for me to survive, I had to adapt that persona because I was like, I ain't gonna let y'all think that I'm weak, by being overly friendly and overly nice. And, so I stopped all that shit. I stopped all that, And seeing how these girls voted for the president that we have today, it just proves to me, like, there's no such thing as girls. There's no such thing. It's all fake. Women, and I'm gonna tell you, in reality, women hate each other. I'm gonna tell you that. Women hate each other. Hate. They hate each other. And women are so jealous of each other. So jealous. It's disgusting. You know what it's like to love women and then you have to force yourself to dislike them as much as they dislike women. It's a hard pill, but it is the only way to survive. Because if you go out and being friendly and shit and trying to get validation from these broads, they will run you into the fucking ground. I promise you. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do another part to this. I'm just gonna end this right here. But I'm gonna do part 2, follow up. Cause I'm just gonna take my time and clean and talk to the camera. You ain't gotta care, but I got supposed, bitch. So I'm gonna end this right here. I'm gonna start over again.